Hey guys, Dennis here.
Megan, Chrissy.
Alex
Tamara.
and Jamie.
Tammy's in the background.
And we are late tonight because we were having some feedback issues. I think we finally got those resolved. But we're here tonight to celebrate the 5-year anniversary of Muddy Water Search and Recovery. And with that, we do have a special guest with us tonight. And he is in the wings. He can see and hear what's being said. So I'm going to talk about him for just a minute before we pull him up, because he is a very modest guy and he would stop me in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But Ricky is an extremely good person. Ricky with Kansas Missing and Unsolved, they have done so much incredible work over there. And it's just an honor to have him with us on here tonight. So let's go ahead and bring him up.
Hello.
How you doing, Ricky?
I'm doing.
And
I got rid of the echo finally.
right? And hopefully Ricky is not a stranger to all of you guys watching. I hope you guys are following Kansas Missing and Unsolved as well. We do have their link in the video description tonight, but it is an honor to have you here with us.
Well, thank you for having me here.
Yes, thank you,
Checking
Ricky.
on some things here on my Facebook. I can see the chat, but I'm not able to join it because I'm on my Facebook rather than on my YouTube. So I can see everything, but I can't respond by typing, but I can respond verbally. So,
And so
mercy.
tonight, for the 5 years, we are going to be doing a giveaway tonight. Do you want to, one of you, explain exactly what this is?
Go ahead. Okay. So this isn't say Galaxy or Apple, but we have a really cool Argam. What is this? Ski smartwatch. And Megan, I, and Denny have all had one, and we love them. I mean, she's even got it on now. It does pretty much everything a smartwatch will do. It's just not super brand name, but it's still.
It's the Walmart version of
In
this.
a way it is,
The
but
Galaxy.
When we got this, they said it was what, 130?
No, it
No,
was
it was
like
like 200.
yeah,
$200
$200. So, and it does come with 3 bands. This one looks like it's the silver. So, it's mainly, Megan said it's kind of mainly for women, but they do have different colored bands in there, so you can trade it out. But yeah, this is a really cool watch, brand new in the box, and hopefully it could be yours.
Awesome.
So Chrissy will be writing down the name of everybody in the comments, putting them in a bowl, and we will draw a name out of that later on in the live. So if you are watching, make sure you comment so we know to get your name in the giveaway. But Alex, 5 years now. What's your thoughts on this?
I could honestly say it's been a wild ride. It's been pretty crazy. I mean, I guess to go back, my whole getting into the missing people, stuff was because of Randy Leach, because of where, I went to school there. I don't know if Ricky knows the complete story, if he's ever heard us talk about it, but so Randy Leach went to Linwood High School, and the following year, Linwood and Basser combined school districts, and it became Basser-Linwood High School. Well, that year, I was a freshman, and I actually was from Kansas City School District, and my mom and dad paid tuition for me to go to Basser-Linwood. So that year when I was a freshman, it was just a few months before that is when Randy Leach went missing. So I've always followed the whole Randy Leach thing, everything, because of kids that I went to school with him, this and that. And then that's when I caught a hold of Dennis and, Megan and Chrissy doing shows about Randy Leach, and Tammy and I were watching, their show. We were watching some other people's shows. And I always was talking to them, and that just kind of led us, the snowball going down the hill and getting bigger and bigger to where we got involved with Dennis and them. And I mean, it's been searches, it's been late nights doing homework, all nighters, no sleep. We've had a lot of those nights in the past. It's been what would the word be? I mean, it's just been incredible trying to help families find their missing loved ones, try to bring closure. It's I guess in a way of just trying to help people to in a way do the Lord's work, be a better person, trying to help bring closure 100%. So, but yeah. I mean, I'm thankful that Dennis and, Megan and Chrissy allowed Tammy and I to be a part of the group. We've met so many friends. It's been great.
Seeing we're celebrating the 5-year milestone. Ricky, how long has Kansas Missing and Unsolved been going?
This April 28th will be 14 years.
Wow.
Goodness.
And those are some tough shoes to follow too.
Yeah, I've been doing it a while.
And you guys do incredible. So what got you into doing this, Ricky?
Man, I tell you, I jumped on. I used to be a MySpace guy back in the day. And I had a MySpace thing going, and it was basically focusing on my autograph collection. And then Facebook came up, and I finally jumped on Facebook in 2009. And I started seeing missing persons flyers on my newsfeed, so I would share them. More people would share them to me. The more I shared, the more got shared to me, so I kept sharing. And eventually I had a lady come up to me or message me, ask me if I would help her with her missing children's albums, which is what her Facebook pages are called. There's several of them, missing persons children's albums, and I can't think of the other ones anymore. But so I did that for a while. She taught me how to make flyers. Kimberly Coleman's her name. She's a really good lady. She taught me everything I know about flyer making, plus some that I've taught myself. But I did that for a while. Then I had another lady, Rachel, approach me with her organization, which was PPP Recovery. I started doing flyers for them. So I was doing flyers for both. And I'd say probably, I don't know, late 2011, early 2012, I started contemplating doing my own thing. So I started researching on the internet, looking at different websites at what they had for Kansas and this and that. My brother started mentioning doing something like Kansas Missing and Unsolved, but only for just the Salina area where we live. And I was like, why stop there? Why not do the whole state? And so I started researching more, digging more, and thought about it some more, and prayed about it a lot, and then finally launched it on April 28th, 2012. And here we are coming up on April 2026, 14 years later almost, and still going strong.
That is awesome. In your flyers, we do share a lot of the Kansas Missing and Unsolved flyers because your flyers are awesome. They're easy to read. They have the information on there that's needed. And just incredible job over there.
Yeah, and one of the neatest things that happened to me during the course of the 14 years was when I was still doing missing children's albums. I hadn't started Kansas Missing and Unsolved yet. But this guy named Ken Policard, he's an author. I gotta find it. Oh, there it is. He show you here. He wrote. It's a trilogy of books. This one is Hunting Christ, and then he did. What's the other ones? There's Hunting Lucifer and Hunting God. I never have been able to find the third book, but in the acknowledgments of this book, The Hunting Christ, I got to find it. It's right here. It says, to Kimberly Coleman and Rick Jabruggi, thank you for sharing your missing children's albums with us. Your tireless dedication to finding the lost is truly amazing.
Wow.
Awesome.
So I'm forever immortalized in a book. Then the second book, Hunting Christ, has my name mentioned in the acknowledgments as well. It just has my name. That's all it has in there, but mentions me in the acknowledgments of that one also. So,
That's awesome.
and I do have a copy of the book. That one I don't think is the one that's signed. I don't think. I've got two copies of that Hunting Christ. One's signed, one's not. So, author signed one and sent it to me.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I look at that and I'm just like, wow. And then for some reason, Kansas has never done this, but I went to a deal in Kansas City in 2018. It was for a group called GYRL, GYRL, Give Yourself Real Love, and they work with women that are victims of domestic violence and things like that. And they also had a representative for the state of Missouri there. And I got the humanitarian award from the Girl Organization. And I have a Lifetime Achievement Award from the state of Missouri for Kansas Missing and Unsolved, too. And that's actually sitting right over there on the floor. It was on the wall, but now I have it on the floor. I'm going to move it, and I got to get ready to pack it pretty soon because we have to move. So my apartment complex got sold. I was telling Alex before the show, apartment complex got sold, and the new owners want everybody out by May 10th. So I'll be moving pretty soon. Not far, though, just down the street a ways. So hopefully here in the next few weeks, we'll start that process. So I may or may not miss a show or two on my end, so we'll have to see. I'm going to try not to, but we'll have to see how that goes between transferring everything over from here to there.
Yeah.
It's always something.
Well, we definitely thank you, Ricky, for everything you do and the spreading awareness and everything that you do. So, we do appreciate your work. We, appreciate everything that you do to help in any, way, shape, or form. So you are very much appreciated.
Thank you. And I appreciate you guys sharing the flyers and the updated flyers and stuff like that too. I appreciate that. And you guys are doing good in 5 years. I can't believe it's been 5 years already because we've been pretty much in constant communication since the beginning. So,
right.
Yeah. That's amazing that you guys are at 5 years.
Sometimes it seems like it went quick. Sometimes it seems like it should be longer than that.
I know. It didn't feel like I've been doing this as long as I've been doing. It's like, has it really been that long? But yeah, it's been that long.
Yeah.
I dig back in my computer files and stuff and look at my early flyers compared to what I'm doing now. And they haven't changed a lot, but just enough.
Oh, man. I've gone back and I just did it the other day. Went back and looked at some of our earliest videos. And at the time, it was just me and Megan. And those are almost scary to watch.
They were babies.
Did I see you guys are starting to turn out your own flyers now? I saw a post that you guys did earlier today. It looked like you guys were starting to kind of turn out your own flyers.
As a trial type run.
Okay.
But man, I didn't realize the amount of time that goes into making one of them.
Yeah.
And you guys do it constantly. I mean, hats off to you guys.
It varies for me. If I had, depending on how much information I have, I can turn one out in about 10, 15 minutes at the quickest, and some of them take me upwards of a half hour or so. So it just depends on the amount of information that goes into it.
So Ricky, when you do your flyers, where do you once you have word that somebody's missing, how, and I know this is kind of a off question, but how do you go about once somebody just says, hey, Jane Doe is missing? what's the process you do from start to finish? Do you go to KBI, look for information? Do you go to your local police departments? Do you look at the families? Like, can you go through your process with us?
Yeah, it kind of depends on where I'm getting the requests from. I get them from different areas, but like if I'm working with a family, first thing I'll ask them is a missing persons report filed with law enforcement to see if they've filed one. And when I'm waiting on a response to that, I will pull up KBI. And if I have the missing person's name, I'll punch it in to see if they're in there. And if they're in there, then I know a report's filed. But if I don't see them, then I'll tell them everything I need as far as photos of the missing person, their name, their age, height, weight, hair color, eye color, last known clothing description, if they know it, vehicle description, if it applies to the case, when and where they're missing from, the law enforcement agency that the missing persons report is filed with, and if possible, the case number with that agency, because I like to put that on the flyer for reference. So some of my flyers have them, some of them don't. But if it's, like I do a lot of flyers for missing kids that are in the system, and they're pretty good about providing me with what I need because I've worked with them long enough to, I tell them in the beginning what I need, and they pretty much send it when they email me. They'll send everything I need, and I'll double check KBI and make sure they're listed. And if I don't see them, I'll email them back or text them back, and I'll say, hey, I'm not seeing them listed. Have they been found? So I can verify whether they've been found or not. And I don't know what it is, but sometimes it takes them a little bit to get those kids in, and I don't understand that, because if they follow the statute like they're supposed to, in Kansas, they're supposed to have them in KBI and in NCIC within 2 hours of taking the report. So why it's taking them longer than that, I don't know. It shouldn't be, but sometimes it seems like it does.
I always felt like KBI does a terrible job of providing any kind of real details and pictures. There's
Right.
so many cases on KBI's website where it's just the name. There's no pictures. The information is very vague. And it's like,
Right.
People, perfect example.
Mhm.
People like what you do 100-fold compared to what law enforcement's doing to help spread awareness to get the word out. And, it's just, that's one of the things when I've always looked at stuff and I'm researching, and it's like you go to KBI's website and then you go to Missouri State Highway Patrol and you look at their website, and it's just like, what is going on with Kansas? Why are they not providing pictures? Not only just one picture,
Right.
but multiple pictures.
Oh yeah. That's a problem I run into too, is no photos. But there are cases where I get photos, but for whatever reason KBI doesn't. It's like, how can I get them but they can't? I don't understand that. I've never figured
That's
that
what
out.
I think Dennis and I had this conversation in the past, and I hate to say this, is it just laziness on their part of the people that are in charge of getting the information? They just don't put that much effort into it, possibly.
I don't know if it's that, or if you read the statute, it states in there, I'm trying to remember how it's worded exactly, but it talks about getting in NCIC and KBI with the minimum necessary information required to get it in there. So I don't know if that can let them skirt on the photo or what, but it's just that's not helpful for sure.
Yeah.
So I wish they would redo that a little bit and make it mandatory to have a photo. That would be a lot better. I mean, I realize there's older cases. It's going to be hard to find photos for the older cases. I get that. So, but the newer ones, there should be no reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there have been some older cases that they've actually got photos in there for not so much KBI, but I'll check charlieproject.org and I'll check NamUs to see what they have. And I found photos that way before too. So,
yeah.
And I actually did one flyer. I can't remember where the gentleman was missing from, but I did a flyer based on Charlie Project's information and the photos they had and everything. And one of the family members actually messaged me and asked me to pull the flyer down because they were having a hard enough time dealing with the fact that he'd been missing. He'd been missing for a long time. And they asked me if I would go ahead and pull the flyer down because they were just trying to move on and it hurt too much to think about it. So I took it down. So I'm like, okay, I'll respect that and I'll take it down. I still have it on file, but I took it down. It's interesting. That was an interesting. I would be thinking I wouldn't be putting out all the stops to find my loved one. I wouldn't want to have it taken down, but I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you would think they would be going above and beyond and asking for help and all that, but everybody deals with missing people like a family member. Everybody deals with things differently, for sure. So
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've had a few cases where it's been like that. One in particular is not far from us, and the family, we were scheduled to meet with them through a mutual friend, and the family come back and had changed their mind, said they've moved on from it. They had some issues with their son in the past and just felt he had burnt his bridges and had basically just given up on it. And I mean, it's sad that it gets to that point, but we've had that. And then we've had it to where, the family's in contact almost daily and are fighting tooth and toe now for any answers they can get.
Right. Yeah. I'd say one of the more interesting ones that I had was I did a flyer for a kid that was missing it was Pittsburgh, Kansas. And I got a random message one day from somebody that just said, I found one of your kids. And I'm like, okay, what does that mean? And I can't remember if I responded to it or not, but I think almost a week went by and the same guy messaged me back and he sent me a photo of himself with the kid holding up the flyer that I made. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh.
Turns out the guy works with homeless people around the country and he happened to be in California and he found the kid sleeping on church steps in Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
He had been picked up by police, a couple times for vagrancy and charged, but the police in Los Angeles never did a background on him to find out that he was missing from Kansas.
Oh, man.
So this guy that works with homeless people, he took it upon himself to help the kid get back to Pittsburgh. And I was sent a follow-up photo of him back with his parents. This has been a few years ago. And last I heard, he was wanting to get into the military and had gone into the military. Last I'd heard. So that was pretty interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And me being the saver I am, I have all those photos saved, so I don't get rid of anything. I have got jump drives and everything else full of stuff that I've saved that I've done over the last 14 years. So if I ever need to recall something or if I need a photo, I can go back and find it.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I bet you have an extreme amount of stuff saved on computers.
I've got a hard drive of stuff that I had taken off one of my other computers that crashed. I can't get into the hard drive, so I've got stuff in there that I can't get to. So I don't know how to get into it. And I've hooked it up and tried, and I guess it's over my head.
I hope nothing like that happens to me because I don't know how to do any of that stuff.
I told Ricky we had tried to do some redneck engineering, trying to get us on TikTok at the same time. And I made the comment that one time I was even taking my phone and recording the laptop screen on TikTok as we were doing it. So, just trying to reach more people. That's all.
Yeah. I haven't started a TikTok yet. There was a guy that was working with us for a while, me and Derek, and he was doing a TikTok for us for a while, but he's not with us anymore, so I don't know what the status of that TikTok is anymore. So I need to get a hold of him and see what's going on with it and see if he'll give me access to it, and I'll try to run it. I've never done TikTok before. I'd have to learn it, but
TikTok is definitely different, but you do tend to grow a lot quicker on TikTok. YouTube here has been 5 years and we're at 2,994. And TikTok, we are at 6,225 or something like that in about a year's time over there.
You're doing better than me on YouTube. Last time I looked at YouTube, I barely had over 200, so I'm struggling on YouTube. So I don't know what to do different, but apparently I'm struggling somehow.
Seeing YouTube have made so many changes with their algorithm and all of that it's made it so much harder over here on YouTube.
Yeah.
But guys, if you're following that, if you're seeing this and you have not subscribed to their YouTube channel, the link to that is in our video description tonight. So make sure to go over there, follow them, support them as well.
I'm showing I have 300 subscribers now, so I hit 300. Okay. That's still a long way to go.
Sorry, I had to keep muting my mic. I have one dog that will not barking.
I hear it.
I don't know what her problem is.
Want attention.
See, and our son Brantley just commented, I can't comment for it because my mom said she won't let me join the giveaway.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, it probably, if he wanted, it would probably say rigged if he wanted. So
Right?
He has one.
He was a brand new one.
Oh,
I don't know.
man.
Yeah, I don't know. That Bobcat guy, 1973, says Brantley equals grounded.
Grounded.
So Miss Tamara up here, when Tamara joined the Muddy Waters team, she brought in something that I've heard of but knew very little about, and that is her dowsing. And she has just been an incredible asset to the team. So Tamara, why don't you talk to us a little bit, kind of what you do and what brought you into all of this?
Well, yeah, it's been an interesting story. It's kind of something similar where something kind of got you interested in this, trying to find and help people. I guess you could say my story started, I was having some acid reflux, and this was probably, it was over 20 years ago. And I work in the pharmaceutical field, and they were like, "Oh, just need to take this medicine, the acid reflux medicine, the rest of your life." And I was like, "No, I don't want to do that." So I had this cousin. He was almost more like an uncle. He was closer to my dad's age, and he'd always done, kind of this healing type things. And I wasn't sure what it was. No one ever really talked about it in the family. But I kind of approached him, and because I just wanted to find some options. It's like, is there anything you can do to help? So for that situation, we did a parasite cleanse. It worked great. And then just kind of started learning from him. And the main thing that he did was dowsing. And so I learned dowsing from him, and then learned from his teacher, took some classes from his teacher. And he's Raymond Grace is one of the leaders in dowsing. He's this old Appalachian mountain man. And kind of just kept learning. And then one day I was at work on site, actually in Missouri, and these people I was talking to the people there, and we'd always talk about different kind of stuff. And one gal was like, "Have you ever heard this story about staircases in the forest?" And I was like, "No, I haven't." So I went and looked it up and found an article. Saw a YouTube video about, the staircases in the forest. And really they were talking to that David Pilates that did the Missing 411 books. And he said he didn't know anything about it, but he started talking about his unusual missing cases. And I was just really interested in that, got all his books, got really interested. And that's kind of where I got interested in helping people, whether it be, it's normal, something happens, or if it is something a little bit different that happened. Who knows? No one really knows. But I just was really intrigued with that. And that's what really got me into wanting to help people, because you see what people go through. There's been a few cases in Nebraska, in the Midwest that have just kind of really hit home, whether they're unusual or not, but just how the family is just so heartbreaking. So same thing. I just want to help people and bring some resolution, bring some closure, and help in any way I can. I'm still learning about all this because this is it's a more difficult way of doing things. It's not necessarily self-help or, emotional or spiritual or energetic healing. It's very different. You're right or you're wrong. That's why a lot of psychics and mediums and dowsers, will get involved in it. But when you're wrong, or, you're right or wrong. So it's a little bit more concrete. And so it can be a little scary trying to knowing that you can go completely wrong. And also some of the stuff is a little bit darker. So sometimes that's a little harder to deal with too. So, but I'm very honored to be part of this group, and I'm so grateful that you all invited me, and I'm doing my best to help as best I can. Still learning as I go, but hopefully I'll be more and more helpful as time goes on.
We are learning as we go as well. And the day that I quit learning, honestly, will be the day that I stop.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Always. Yeah, I think that's what I've heard. Never stop learning.
Yeah, that it is.
So, Christy,
What? I'm kidding.
we're going to sit here and I guess we're going to listen to you talk for a little
All
bit.
right. Well, sorry. Sorry. Let's see. 5 years. My goodness. I think if I remember correctly, you guys were sitting at the kitchen table talking about the Randy Leach case. And I'm sure I had heard it at some point years ago. But you guys started talking. It was the fact of all the information that you already had. That's what got me intrigued, because I thought, you don't usually get to do that in cases like this. You just see a flyer about them and maybe you see a story or two online or whatever. But it was the fact of all the information you had, and it just intrigued me. And yeah,
A box this size,
2, isn't it?
filled and stacked about that high
Yeah,
of Randy's
Of
stuff.
Randy's. And once Denny explained it to me, how it works and what to do and blah, 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 I was hooked. And then ever since then, all the cases, I mean, I've got to put my theory in there and the whole 9 yards. So, but yeah, 5 years, my goodness. So many cases, a lot of good outcomes for a lot of those people. And, but yeah, Randy Leach was the starting point, and it just took off from there. So, yeah. Don't forget, guys, free giveaway. Just comment. It could be yours. All right, Meg.
I would have to say mine is like what started it for me was he was watching the AWP video, and it's like they were talking about Randy Leach. It's like, I know that name. I've grown up listening to that name
Yep.
here in Leavenworth County.
Yep.
It's like we watched it, and it's like, this is really interesting, and I wanted to know more and more and more, and we just started digging into it, and it's like, wow, there's a lot of stuff that nobody's talked about, and it's like we know about it, and it's like, this is really cool. And over the years, I've kind of stepped away from being on here and talking, but I mean, I still help out when I can.
Yeah, you're still digging in behind the scenes.
Yeah,
And listen to me all the time.
It's the theories for me. The theories that we all come up with at times is just amazing to me. Like, what?
yeah,
But it's fine. Yeah.
yeah. That's why I started helping out.
I'm going to interrupt you for a minute. Your son is on here supporting Cricket Chubb's acts.
Thanks, bub.
Yeah, Mac,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
He's trying to get in on that Swatch deal. He wants one on both.
Really? It's not hidden.
You're not eligible.
I'm really surprised nobody's ever written a deep dive book on the Randy Leach case.
Yeah.
I think we have enough stuff on there. We could write a multi-series novel.
Oh, man.
So, I mean, just the amount of, anything from the rumors and the theories and stuff that's clearly just out in left field that makes absolutely no sense. And, you know, a lot of things that it's really hard, you know, to make heads or tails of it. You know, we just have to look at the facts and, you know, try to make heads or tails of it. But you could definitely write multi-series novel books. You could have a documentary, multi-show documentary. And I'm honestly surprised nobody has not done that yet.
Yeah, me too. I
know we've talked about doing quite a few things with it, and we've looked at, I don't know, I've looked for a couple of years now to find one of those cars, because Dennis and I had talked about doing experiments and trying to recreate so many of the rumors, you know, and to prove different things. And we did do, it wasn't an exact science test, but up where I live, there is an old farm, and there is a barn in the woods. I don't know, probably 100, 150 feet off the road, with a semi truck sitting out in the middle of the grass and in the trees. And we basically, at that time of the year when Randy went, you know, and disappeared, I would go by there like every Wednesday when I would, you know, leave the area I live in. I would go down that road and I would take a picture every Wednesday, and we would see how long it took before that truck disappeared from, you know, the vegetation growth as spring came in. And it was quite the, it was there for quite a while. We're talking a white semi truck and not a small, you know, 4-door silver colored car. And I think it took 4 or 5 weeks before it finally disappeared, you know, with all the vegetation growth and stuff. So, but, you know, we've always wanted to do that. We've always wanted to do these little different types of, you know, some kind of mini documentary series, movie type thing on it. And which is, it's so hard to do it and to know how to know the ability of putting something together and, you know, making it worthwhile for people to watch and get their attention.
Right. No, I did say you guys' videos early on about trying to find a car that was the exact make and model of the car Randy was driving, because you wanted to do different experiments with, like, burying it and putting it in the water to see if current would carry it and how far it would carry it and things of that nature.
Yeah, we had so many, you know, we basically took all the ideas that people had discussed in the past, you know, about, one was the car running off the road and it could have ran through some trees and brush and was setting in a ditch, you know, and we were going to drive the car through a ditch and through some weeds and take pictures of the tracks and how the grass would be laid over and say, okay, well, if the police were doing their work, they would have noticed these things. People out searching would have noticed these things. You know, we were going to do a test where we were going to fill the car up full of gas and see how far we could drive before it ran out of gas, or see how far it would go on half a tank. So we could say, okay, well, the car would go, you know, 200 miles on a half a tank. So this is the possible area that he could have drove to or went to. You know, we had so many ideas and theories that, you know, we were going to try to do with it.
Right.
But the cars that we found, people thought they were worth gold, and I didn't want to drop $5, $6, $8 on something eventually we were going to take to the crusher.
Right.
You know, because that, in our end, that was one of our things we were going to do with it, was crush it.
Right.
You know, so.
Uh-oh, we lost Tammy.
Yep.
Oh, or Tamara. Yeah, we lost Tamara.
Well, she
froze
for a second.
she froze up.
We got Tammy and Tamara. Sometimes it gets a little.
Yeah, Tamara froze up, and now she's gone. Oh, she'll be back in or not.
Yeah, the reenactments, Joanne, that took some time, and I don't know how many times we had to redo them over just to get them correct, exactly the way they needed to be done. But But yeah.
Yeah, the closest
Yeah,
thing we
we're
ever did anything like that on my end was Derek came to town one weekend and took him around town and showed him the different places where, like people either went missing from or were murdered at and murder wasn't solved and that kind of thing. You showed him the different locations and we videoed it all and it turned out to be about almost like a 45-minute video.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So I got a question for you, Ricky.
What's up?
And Dennis too. The gentleman that was from Salina, the elderly gentleman that had, I'm not sure if he had some kind of learning disability or something, but remember he was gone for quite a while, and then his remains were found. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, Kenny Rychek. Yeah.
Kenny Riachek, right?
Yeah, Rychek. Yeah.
So I don't know if you know the details or not, but that was something that Dennis and I had talked about was trying to log where people had gone missing and where they were found. I wanted to start keeping a record of it. So did you ever hear exactly like where his remains were found? Was he in a ditch? Did he walk on a piece of abandoned land?
My understanding was they only found a partial skull and one other bone was all they found. And they found a dilapidated tent that looked like it had been sitting there for quite some time that was pitched by a railroad track. But the skull and the other bone, I think, were found in a creek bed, which was not too far from the railroad track, which I'm guesstimating that animals must have carried it over there, but I don't know. But where it was found was just north of Magnolia Road, which just down the road from where I work. So it was a couple mushroom hunters that found the remains when they were out mushroom hunting. And we called KBI and they called the sheriff's office. I think the sheriff's office called KBI, but the sheriff's office went out and KBI was out there and they said they did a really thorough search. And like I said, they only found the partial skull and one other bone, and that was it.
That's
Wow.
Yeah. So where all the other bones went, I don't know, unless the animals got to them and just scattered them far and wide. Being that it was a creek bed, it could have got carried down the creek. Who knows?
yeah.
So I don't know. That was a sad deal because apparently he was having an issue with somebody at the Gospel Mission, which is basically a homeless shelter for men, and he decided to leave there. And apparently he went down to where they found that tent, pitched a tent, and succumbed to the elements because it was really cold. So
Yeah. Oh, that's sad.
And I
That
kind of
really
knew
is.
Kenny. I knew Kenny kind of from my younger days when I was a teenager. I'd go to the corner gas station. There's two of them close to my house, and I'd walk over there, and he'd be there playing pinball and stuff, and I'd stand there and watch him and talk to him and stuff. And I mean, he was a nice guy. He never said. I never heard him say a harsh word to anybody. You know, people made fun of him, but I
Yeah.
never heard him say a harsh word to anybody. So
Well, I thought you had known him from growing up. I think
yeah,
something you had said, and Dennis had, said something to me. We had talked about it that you actually personally knew of him.
yeah.
So
Just the interactions with him from being a teenager and stuff, but.
yeah,
So, but yeah, I was when I heard he went missing, I was like, oh no, I was, because my understanding was he was living in a house or an apartment over on Elm Street, kind of cattywampus from the police department, and he was evicted, and all of his stuff was put out in the yard, and he was taken to the mission, and then had the issue with the person there and left there, and just a bad deal.
it was. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
yeah.
Ah,
And then being found so close to where you work, we had a Derek Collins had went missing here in Leavenworth, and we did a search for him. There was another piece of property we wanted to search, but the detective had told me that she went into detail how thorough they were on that piece of property. So we ended up not going to that and was going to search other locations.
Mm-hmm.
And about a year later, somebody walking along a creek on that one property, they did come across his remains.
Oh wow.
And that was just a corner from where I work.
yeah, that was what was crazy is that story with you know, those two men that were together, to this day, it still to me makes no sense at all. The whole story, where they were at, where he left him at, you know, neither one of them had their cell phones with them, and they went walking, and you know, the guy went back to the VA to get help, but instead he went and got a walker to go back. And I mean, and then they found him across the street on totally different area from where he supposedly was. That story.
Wow. Yeah, there's something not jibing there.
It didn't, not at all.
Yeah.
And you know,
from where they know he last was, he would have went the opposite direction of home to get to where he was found.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was something didn't jive at all, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Catherine Adam case here in town. She went missing back on April 29th, 1993. She was loading up her legs pantyhose. She was a legs pantyhose delivery gal, loading up her stuff at her storage facility, and she was attacked there. And they know she was attacked there because they found blood on the ground there. They found, I think I heard they'd found some shell casings on the ground. Her van was missing. They found it the next day, parked on the north side of Russell's Restaurant, which was closed at the time for renovations. It had mud smeared down the bottom part of the van, along the bottom, and there was a whole bunch of blood on the inside.
Yeah.
So they surmised that she probably died from her injuries, because nobody could have lost that amount of blood and survived. But here we are, 2026, and they still have no idea where she's at.
I remember that case. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. There was a lot of rain that year, I remember, a lot of flooding, and I'm sure that hampered things. And that was one of the deals we did on the video when me and Derek did. I took him to the Quick Shop where she was last seen at, which it's not the same building anymore. They tore the original down and rebuilt it bigger and better and all that. But took him there, and then we drove from there out to the storage shed where she was loaded up and filmed out there for a little bit. And then we turned around and drove back up to where the restaurant was at, which is just, I mean, you can see Russell's from the Quick Shop as she gassed her van up out. You can just look straight across and see the Russell sign. So it's all kind of right there in a close proximity, but it's just a weird case. I mean, I was working at the truck stop back then, and the interesting thing about that was a couple of detectives came in one day when I was working, and they had a composite sketch of the I-70, I-35 serial killer and asked us to put that up. And this was a year after those murders happened in Missouri and down in Wichita and Indiana. And I never asked him, but I was thinking in the back of my mind, I was like, they think he was responsible for Catherine Adam? And I was like, surely not, because it doesn't fit the MO at all, because his victims were all in strip malls and stores by themselves, and she was at a storage facility, so it didn't even fit. But they asked us to put the composite up, and we did, and nothing ever came of it. But the only thing that really came of it was I talked to the guy that used to be the director of the Gospel Mission back then, and he told me that they were pretty sure that serial killer stayed at the mission in Salina. And I was like, well, really? And he said, yeah, the guy had a paper bag that he always carried with him, never let it out of his sight, slept with it under his pillow. Said they notified police, and by the time police got there, he took off. So,
oh wow,
yeah. So I don't know if it was. I don't know. It spooked me because at that time the mission was on the north end of town on Bishop and 13th Street, and my sister, brother-in-law, and my niece lived on North 13th, just about 4 blocks south of that. So I was like, oh God, like that's not a good thing. I was worried about that. But that's another one it's never been solved. The I-70 serial killings. They've never caught that person either. So
yeah. Well, it's crazy. Is we've been kind of on the Loy Evans case here lately, and you know, there was some. I think one of the news things said it is one of Kansas City, Missouri's oldest cases, but there is older cases just within a few miles, like Independence, Missouri. You know, there's quite a few older cases, but it's it's sad is a lot of these older cases, they have there's nothing on social media, on the news, nothing at all to promote them. And the sad thing is unfortunately with time and age, some of these people more than likely would have already been deceased if they were alive just from old age. So it's really coming down to, what happened to it's more of a mystery as what happened to these people and who did what. And even if they were found, is there anybody alive that they could do anything to prosecute something? I mean, it's just sad. There's just so much older cases that nobody does anything about anymore.
Right. I did a flyer for her last name Stoddard. I can't think of her first name. She's been missing for a long, long time too. I can't remember what part of Kansas it was, but she was last seen outside of her house trying to shovel her truck out of the snow, and she walked with a cane. And and they drove by later, and the cane was still there. She wasn't. They found a key that she used, I guess, to her house that was pinned to her jacket, and it was found on the grounds with the pin still on it and a piece of material attached to it. So they don't know if she was abducted or.
I don't know what case that is. I don't remember hearing.
Her last name's Stoddard. I can tell you real quick here.
Did you post something on that recently on Facebook? I just saw it not that long ago.
Yeah, I covered it on the show a couple of weeks ago. I know that, and I have posted her flyer before. Gosh, what is her name? I mean, I know it's Stoddard, and I can't remember how long. I'm trying to remember what year it was. I want to say it might have been back in the 80s, maybe. This has been a while. I'm trying to find my 80s folder here on the page.
Yeah.
I'm using my phone.
Denny's got his little, what do you want to call it? All of his names.
Julia.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's
Julia
right.
Stoddard, December
Yeah.
27th of 83.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be her. Yeah. And that one's she's never been found.
And
I think the oldest case I've ever done.
The flyer
that
that I
one.
have is a Kansas Missing and Unsolved.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be. Yeah, the oldest case I've ever covered was one. It was a guy that was missing from Fort Riley back in the 50s, and I had done his flyer, posted it, and updated. Like I always do. Even if it's just updating age now, I'll update that. But I had a kid get a hold of me and said he was his grandson, and he had been found, and FBI was involved, and they were testing DNA and this and that. Turned out it was his Canadian grandson. He was living in Canada all these years.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he'd since passed, and they tested DNA, and it was definitely him, and it was like crazy. I was like, okay. And I asked the kid, I said, do you have a recent photo of him? Because the only picture I had was one from back in the 50s, and he was in his military uniform, and he sent me a recent photo, and I compared the two on my computer side by side, and I was like, yeah, it's definitely him. You can tell just by looking at his face it's him. So I was been a missing person since the 50s. But can't think of the gentleman's name now, but I'd have to look it up. But I was like, wow. Because the FBI was involved in it and everything. So I had no idea why he had decided to desert the army and go up into Canada and live up there all these years, but that's what he did. Had a family up there, grandkids, everything. So
Well, he literally started over.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Alex Joanne asked, where is Catfish? My understanding, texting with him, he goes to bed early now.
I don't know. I have not had a text message for probably, I don't know, a week from him.
See, I get one just about every day.
I hope he's all
Yeah.
right. Goodness.
Well, sometimes it does get a little hard for me to stop what I'm doing, and because my phone's like da-ding, 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 Ding.
And 3/4 of them's probably me because I get have something to update Alex on, and then like 30 seconds later, I've got something else. So I do another one. I need to just wait, and every few hours, just give them a list.
Need to give me a pager.
Right.
No, I just there's like I've said, when I'm working and doing stuff, I'm usually listening to cases. I'm listening to missing people stuff, and because as I've gotten older, 100% my hearing is really bad. I am supposed to wear hearing aids. So when I work, as I've gotten older, I do wear ear protection.
I wear hearing aids. See, I wear
Yeah.
hearing aids. Yep. Both ears.
Yeah. Makes a
Since 2008.
big difference. But
Yeah, huge difference.
usually when I work, that's what I listen to stuff, and but I'll tell you what, there's some times where old Catfish, he must have nothing to do whatsoever. So there was a time, I know we've mentioned it before, where old Catfish would wake Dennis and I up every morning, like at 4 a.m.
Oh my.
He hit his time. He was an hour. He was Tennessee. I think he was an hour difference. And he would get up at 5, and it wasn't 5 o'clock for us. Well, I tell you what, I'd be laying in bed, and all of a sudden my phone would just ding, ding, ding. Next thing I know, Tammy's like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm not looking at it. I'm trying to sleep." So,
Had to do that.
but,
Did your phone.
yeah. But I don't know. I haven't heard from him, so I don't know. Hopefully he's doing fine. I think he had a little bit of medical conditions going on. I think the last time, I want to say he was going somewhere. I thought, wasn't he going to see family or something, Dennis? Didn't he talk about that like a week or two ago? Like a week or two from now, he was going to see some. So he could be driving. I mean, we really don't know.
I
So
know he's supposed to join us on a live feed sometime.
yeah, he's we've had people in the comments, people that's been with us for a long time. They have actually asked us to have Catfish be on the show because Catfish he's been around the block a few times. And he's
he's
got
mascot at this point.
so but he's always got something wrong or something going on, or I don't know, the frogs weren't chirping loud enough, and the mosquitoes were trying to rip his screen door off or something. I don't know. So he's always got something. So,
And if anybody doesn't know Catfish on here, he would be enjoying this
Oh,
right
my
now.
goodness.
He's got a good sense of humor.
yeah. Oh yeah, but yeah, we're not like making fun of him. We're not making fun of him to make fun of him, because he makes fun of us. So it's
Especially you. You seem to be the one he comes after.
yeah. I'm gonna text him right now. Why are you not on the show?
I don't know
Let's
that I've
see.
ever seen him, but I've heard you guys talk about him a lot.
He's kind of like a ghost. He's here and there, and sometimes he's in the background, but he's not.
Yeah, as Joanne says, he keeps it interesting. He's a
Yeah,
lot
he
of
does.
fun.
Let's see. Where is he at?
Oh.
Now it's your turn.
So he messaged me yesterday, and I wish this is true. A picture of, hard to see on there, but the groundhog has been arrested.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should be after predicting another 6 weeks of winter, although you'd never know it. I mean,
Yep. I got the same ones. We are live on YouTube.
I don't know over there your way, but over here on Monday it's supposed to be 74.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Over here it's supposed to be 74.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
supposed to be almost
Looking forward
70.
to that.
I'm like,
What'd
oh,
you say?
wow.
So we're supposed to be almost 72. So
Oh wow.
it'll be a nice change.
And actually I took next week off starting Monday. I took off so I could try to start moving, but then I got yanked because the place I was going to move into got rented out from underneath me.
Oh, man.
So now I got to put it off for a few weeks. So probably closer to the 1st of March we'll start. Is the one that we're going to move into now. They're getting it finished up. They just put all new carpet in it. They're putting all new flooring in the kitchen. Actually, it's down. Now I got to put the cabinets, the countertops, and the appliances in there. And they got a couple of doors they got to take care of. But other than that, I'm just waiting on them to get that done. So
See,
but I have
and
to
with-
deposit that on it so I don't lose that one.
Right. With all of that going on, I know you've come out and have talked about some medical issues going on too.
Yeah.
And there is a GoFundMe out there
Yeah.
that was made to help you through this. And I don't have the link to that in our description tonight, but when this is
Right.
done, I will get that copied and put over on
Okay.
our description tonight.
All righty. I'll get that to you.
But Ricky has, and again, you know, I don't want to embarrass you or anything, but
No, you're
Ricky
fine.
has done so much for so many people over almost 14 years now that, you know, it's time that everybody got together and gave back to Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Absolutely.
telling Alex before the show, it's all up in the air because I was supposed to have the surgery last October. They canceled it because my blood wasn't clotting the way it was supposed to because I was taking a baby aspirin. And they wanted to make sure that was it. So they took me off baby aspirin. That turned out to be the problem. Now I'm having some issues with my teeth up here. So I got to go to a dentist, but I can't find a dentist to take my insurance. So that's where I'm at right now. If it's not one thing, it's another. So it's been postponed. Now they got this move coming. So I'm kind of hoping to get this move done and situated and then worry about the surgery. So I don't have to worry about it while I'm recovering from surgery. So it's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever mentioned it to your viewers, but basically what the surgery is I have a small aneurysm on my aorta, so they're going to put a metal valve in my aorta to take care of that. You have 3 aortic valve leaflets that open and close every time your heart beats. Well, 2 of mine are fused together and stuck open a little bit, so those need fixed. And they said depending on what they see when they get in there, they may have to repair my aortic root too. So.
Man.
And I saw my primary doctor a week ago yesterday, and he was telling me it's been long enough. We may have to go back and redo the echo and redo the MRI and all. And I'm like, I don't want to go through that again. If I have to, I have to. So
Yeah. Well,
it is what it is.
You will definitely be in our thoughts and prayers for it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Believe me.
Let's see. Robert, I already have your name down. You're good to go.
Oh wow.
He says he'd love to have a cap with the Muddy Waters.
That's your
Kind of
department.
cap.
Like a regular hat.
Ball cap?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I want one of those too, Megan.
We all would, you know.
Definitely prayers for Ricky.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Joanne. Trying to find. We just recently took in a cat. My younger daughter, it was a stray, and when she was still staying with her mom, it followed her up to the door, and so she took it in. And my younger daughter lives with me, with me and her sister. And she brought the cat over here, and my Chihuahua hasn't been too keen on it, but cat's taking a shine to me for sure. I don't know where she's at the moment. Usually she's up here on my desk. Usually she gets up here on the desk, and you can see her on the camera and everything, but I don't know where she's at the moment. So.
You know about that, Tamara, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have at least one that likes to come up and see what's going on.
She was on my bed. I don't see her on my bed anymore. She must went in the living room, which is fine with me.
So how many names do we have in the giveaway right now?
3. So
3.
I know, right?
Woohoo!
Yeah, big one.
Nice.
Hey, for these 3, your odds are good tonight.
I'm gonna think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They each have a 33% chance of winning.
that's right. Yeah. So I'm saying, guys, remember one more time. This is the giveaway. Great smartwatch.
Oh, there you are.
And I and Brantley, we all have one, and they're awesome. So make sure you at least comment so we can get your name in.
There she is.
There she is.
That's a raccoon.
Yeah, that's,
Oh, I see a raccoon tail.
There she is.
Oh my gosh, she looks just like
So pretty.
yeah.
My younger daughter seems to think she's a Serengeti, but we don't know for sure. She looks like a Serengeti.
Huh.
It's pretty.
Yep, she is. Ornery, that's for sure. Got to get her fixed to get her out of these heat cycles. Oh my gosh. Almost unbearable.
What was it? 6. Okay.
And this last comment, this living is this is Pulse. This is a young lady that's reached out to me. She's trying to get her own search and recovery operation going here in Kansas. She's just going to primarily focus on Kansas cases.
That's awesome.
And it's called Pulse.
Another one.
Right, she ran away. The other one's over here.
Oh, you got an orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not. She's a mix of something because she's not
Oh
all
wow.
super fluffy.
She doesn't
Compared
like
to-
she doesn't like people.
No, she doesn't
Oh,
like
and
people.
another one.
There's Lily.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hello. Hello. Look at
You woke
you're just gonna sit around.
what? What do you want?
That kind of looks like mine.
Went from one square to the next.
I don't know where mine is. She must be sleeping somewhere.
It's gonna lay down.
Say, Megan found this one. It was like 105 degrees out, and she found him outside as a little kitten. He was so hot, he
Wow.
was foaming at the mouth and just skin
Oh,
and
man.
bones.
Oh wow.
I didn't think
Well-
he would make it through the night, but he pulled through.
Wow.
That's not
That's
food.
not food.
That's not food.
I just don't see how people do that to animals. It just blows my mind.
It said the orange one ran into her house,
Yeah.
and she actually looked like a horseshoe. It's like her side,
Yeah.
just like
Thank you.
was
Wow.
horseshoe shaped. And that was another one we didn't think would make it through the night. And we didn't plan on keeping her, but we brought her home and she made it. And you can't even tell anything was wrong with her now. And it's just part of the family.
Okay. Yeah, that living of 6 is hello. My wife and I started our search and rescue. LOL.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad
Yeah.
to hear, that there's other people that have the want and the need and everything,
Mhm.
to try to help people. So that's
Yeah.
great.
They just launched a GoFundMe to try to raise funds to get a drone. So I'll be sharing that link here after a while.
And if there's anything we can do to help, please reach out to us. Be more than happy to do anything we can to help.
Yeah.
Muddy Water Squares instead of Hollywood Squares.
This silly cat, I'm telling you.
At
I
least
remember-
we're Hollywood Squares and not Brady Bunch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which one?
So we got
All right.
4 now.
Yep.
Did you
Oh, wow.
did you add in the new people?
Sure
Yeah.
did.
Say we've got Living of 6, we've got Mac, we've got Joanne, and we got Robert.
Cool.
If anybody else is watching right now and you want your name in the giveaway for the watch, leave a comment so we can get your name put in here too.
Chances are real good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be one of the best times.
Yeah, really.
And please don't live in some other country and then I ship all this stuff to you and you never get it. Somebody in Canada got an Ecobee thermostat, smart
Oh, wow.
thermostat for their house because it never made it to the rightful owner.
Oh.
Oh, my.
And what was the Echo Dots, the little
Mhm.
Echo speaker things we had that one time? So
Oh, they're going to, Living of 6 says they're going to start with Randy Leach's case.
Yeah. Awesome. Good. That's
See,
a good one to start with.
that is the case that actually got Muddy Water Search and Recovery started as well.
Right. There you go, Alex. Max said, at least it's not a TV.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's for the 3,000 member. But at
Yeah.
this point, I don't think any of us are going to be alive by the time we get to 3,000.
So we were getting so close that it went the other way again.
I think
That happens.
there's truly something wrong with YouTube. I mean, and just like tonight, I think the most I've seen on my phone on the clicker is 5 people.
Wow.
And one
Right.
of those, I think, Brantley.
Yeah. Brantley, that was so funny. He was in and out.
And Joanne said, my husband still uses the Roku stick I won. Good.
I tell you what, the new Roku sticks, I bought 2 since Christmas. Because the 2 that we were using on the TVs were a couple years old. And I bought the new ones that are 4K sticks with all the updates. And I'm telling you what, 100 times better. Even just watching it is a better experience.
Hmm.
So, and they're like $20 some on Amazon or from Walmart for the 4K Roku sticks.
Really?
Yeah.
You could have got them cheaper.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how.
How's
I
that?
work at Menards and we carry them out there. And I'll tell you what they cost at Menards. I'm pulling up the Menards website on my phone right now.
Oh, I got a story about Menards, Ricky.
Oh, do you?
See?
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
Actually, I got 2 stories to tell you. One happened yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Actually, ours are on sale. The Fire Sticks, the Roku 4K Fire Sticks are on sale for $24.99.
Sweet.
Yeah, the regular $40.
Yeah.
And then we have the Roku HD streaming stick that's regular $30 on sale for $15.99.
Yeah.
We just recently started carrying those too. We haven't had them very long.
Yeah.
Happened to walk down that aisle and I was like, oh, because I work in the electrical department. So walked down that aisle one day and I was like, I didn't know we had those.
Customer come up. Can you tell me about this? What is it?
I have the fire,
I
I have
truly-
fire stick on mine.
Yeah. I truly love Menards. I really have since we've had it, but I'll tell you what happened yesterday. So On Wednesday, I ended up breaking one of my chainsaw bars on my chainsaws. So I have 3 Menards that are within basically 20 minutes, either north, south, or east of where I live.
Wow.
So I looked online. I put in the part number for the Oregon replacement chainsaw bar and chain kit.
Right.
Because they're $35 at Menards. Heck of a deal. Nobody had one around. And it said that if I ordered it online, I could have it the next day. So I ordered it Wednesday night. It showed up Thursday night. I opened it up, and the chainsaw bar was wrapped in bubble wrap, and the chain was in the box with clear tape around it, and the chain was used.
Oh,
No.
So I'm like, what the heck? So I took the box, the bar. I really just needed the bar. But since the bar didn't have a box, I didn't know if it was the right bar or not.
Right.
So I took everything back to Menards at the Legends in Kansas City, Kansas by the NASCAR track.
Right.
I took it in there. I took it to customer service right when you walk through the front doors, and I showed the lady.
Yeah.
And she's like, what's the problem? I explained it to her. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that someone did such a terrible mistake. I'm like, yeah. So she looked, she goes, well, we don't have it. I was like, I know, nobody around here has it. That's why I had to order it online, and it was shipped to me. And she's like, well, what do you want to do? I was like, well, I'd rather have a new one. Can you just reorder it and have it sent? She goes, no, I can't do that. I said, well, I guess just give me my refund and I'll go out in the parking lot and reorder it again. So I get out in the parking lot, I have my receipt, and then I'm like, I got to get to my other job. So I'm driving down the road and I look at the receipt, and they didn't even give me the shipping costs and the processing fee. They didn't give me none of that back. All they refunded me was the price of the initial purchase.
Right.
So I called them, and they're like, well, it didn't come from our store. I'm like, well, I still brought it back, and you guys whoever shipped it put used crap in a box. I said, what am I going to do? She's like, well, you need to contact the store that it was shipped from and argue with them to get your money back on the shipping. I'm like, yeah, but now they're going to argue with me and say, well, you took it to a different store. And the store that it was sent from is nowhere near around here.
Oh, wow.
So I was just like, whatever. So last year, this is the real good story. And if you've had a wonderful job with Menards, I mean, like I said, I do like Menards. But last year was the worst. So last year I went to that same Menards where I took stuff back to. And I had my truck, my trailer, and one of my skid steers on it. So I had to park long ways in the parking lot.
Right.
And it was a really windy day. I go inside the store. I grab 2 things over in the automotive section where like the batteries are at and the grease and the oils. I walk right around the corner and I pay. I walk outside. I put the stuff in my truck. I go put my basket in the shopping cart receptacle. I get in my truck, put my truck in gear, and I turn right, and all of a sudden I hear crunch really loud. And I thought, crap, somebody just pulled in, and I either hit them with the trailer or I hit them with my truck. So I put my truck in park. I go around the truck, and there's a shopping cart wedged into the bed of my truck.
Oh, no.
And I can see where it hit the door and put a dent in the door. I have a crew cab truck with the service bed on it. So it didn't hurt the bed, but it put a big, nice dent in the door of the truck.
Oh, boy.
So I was like, what the heck? So ended up having to deal with customer service. They went and pulled the camera footage, and they found this guy who took his shopping cart outside and literally threw it across the parking lot. It went across the parking lot and hit my truck, hit the door.
My.
And so the customer service or the afternoon, evening manager guy said, "Hey, we'll take care of this. You know, we're so sorry. We have it all on videotape." So they filed a claim with Menards' insurance company.
Right.
And like a week goes by, and I finally have not heard nothing. So I called them, and then they went through this whole thing, the insurance company, where they needed all the video footage from the store. It got to the point where I had to basically, it was going to come down to me getting a lawyer, because in the end, Menards said that they financially could not afford, and I have the letter here somewhere from the insurance company, that on behalf of Menards, they could not financially afford to repair the door on my truck. And technically it wasn't their fault because it wasn't an employee of the company.
Wow.
And I argued with them. I argued with the store. I said, you guys, you should have called the police on the guy that threw the basket and hit my truck. And I said, so now your insurance company is telling me that you guys ain't going to pay for it, but the store manager said, yeah, they would. They were liable for it. So, yeah, I love Menards, but I don't like them. I mean, let's be honest. Where else can you go get light food? Where else can you go get light bulbs, dog food, 2x4s, windows, chainsaw parts, milk and bread?
Yeah.
You know, where else can you go and get tomato plants? I mean, seriously.
Now I've been there almost 9 years now in the store that I'm at.
Yeah.
I went there 2 weeks after the Sears store I was working at closed down. That was a mess. But yeah, it took 2 weeks. I was hired January of 2017 at Menards. I couldn't start at Menards until April because I had to finish up and get the Sears store cleaned out and stuff so I could get my severance money. So that took a while, but got all that squared and started working at Menards. I've been there almost 9 years. It'll be 9 years in April.
Yeah.
So sliding out of my chair. My wheel fell off.
So Living of Six says, however, Muddy Waters, congratulations on the anniversary. What do you guys have planned and coming up? What are you guys working on? Our searches will begin again this spring unless we do have one come up that requires us to immediately get on it. We've got multiple. We probably right now have more searches than what we could actually do in a year. Starting to put some dates tentatively to some of these. Some of these are local. There is some that will require a little bit of travel. We're hoping to get to later this year. That would be Mark Fullerton and one or two cases around that area. But our first search this spring, we will be going back out to continue our searches for Randy Leach. We do have some locations we'll be getting on with that one. We've done several, but can't stop till he's found with any of these cases. But multiple searches coming up. Now, are you in the local area? If you're around Kansas City, it would be really cool to see you at the farm show later this month and get to meet you.
Yeah, we do have a search. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was say Max, the one lives in Georgia, right? They said that they don't have a. They said we don't have a Menards here. Yeah, as far as I know, the Menards the furthest south Menards that I know of is Branson, Missouri. Because they're based in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and so they're primarily north, and they're starting to get a little bit south. But I said, as far as I know, Branson, Missouri is the one that's further south. There's two in Wichita. I think there's several in Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota. It's interesting because they got into Kansas. You got the one Salina, two Wichita, one in Topeka, one in Lawrence, one in Garden City, and then they leapfrog Colorado. I can't remember if it's Wyoming or I think it's Wyoming. Got one in Wyoming, but they leapfrog Colorado. There's nothing in Colorado yet. So I don't know why they decided to skip Colorado, but
Yeah. No, they are a
Yeah,
great
there's a lot of-
store. I mean,
Yeah.
by all means, they have so much stuff. You know, they do have great prices.
oh yeah.
You know, the 11% is awesome.
Mhm.
Except last winter, I spent almost $2,000 on the kids for Christmas, and everything I bought them came from
Wow.
Menards. And then when I went to go check
Wow.
out, there was no 11%.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, are you serious?"
We usually
So,
stop it like right before Thanksgiving.
yeah,
And then it'll come back probably late this month, early next month.
yeah.
So,
But no, I just, you know, I had a couple bad incidences that happened. You know, you know, the chainsaw return thing. Yeah, it's like $12 difference for the shipping and the processing fee.
yeah.
But, you know, the dent in my truck kills me. You know, and then, you know,
Oh, I'm
trying to
telling
fight the insurance company, and I'm like, well, wait, what? This is it? You guys just let other customers tear up other customers' trucks, and
Apparently.
that they're the last thing they told me is if one of our employees caused the damage, we would take care of it. But unfortunately, we're not liable for other customers causing damage. And I said, okay, but the other customer took your shopping cart and basically threw it at my truck.
Right.
You know,
And
I
it's on
said,
the-
what, Tamara?
I say it's on their property too. So,
Yeah.
you know, if something happens on your own property, you're liable. So I don't know why the store would be any different. They might just be trying to push back, hoping you'll walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They don't know Alex.
Yeah.
It wouldn't hurt to get a lawyer and just say, you know, is there anything I can do?
Yeah.
I might just need you to send a letter, and that they might just know, oh, you're actually serious, and that might be all you need. So
Yeah.
So, I know Alex got a hold of me that day, and I think he was still there. And boy, he was steamed.
Oh, I'm sure.
I bet I would have been too.
Yeah, because it was so funny because the guy was like it was funny at the moment, the assistant manager, and when he came back out and he's like, well, I watched your video, and he goes, you the story you just told me was 100% true, what you did when you went out to your truck. And he says, man, I don't know what was wrong with that guy, but he was upset. He launched that shopping cart. He goes, that sucker went across the parking lot and hit your truck. And I said, yeah, hit my truck. I said, help me.
Yeah.
Somebody fix my truck. So
Yeah. Some places do have signs that say not responsible for damage to your
Yeah.
vehicle on our property.
yeah.
Walmart's good at that.
well,
I don't know that I've
You
ever
have a
seen one on
sign,
Menards
but that
property, but I
doesn't
don't
make-
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I've had a good time working there. I really like working there.
Yeah.
yeah, I have some friends that work there. They like it a lot.
Oh yeah.
I agree with Alex. So where can you get bread, milk, and 2x4s?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
man, if there's a holiday coming up,
Oh, yeah,
man,
their decorations.
their assortments there and just the variety of stuff is crazy.
Yeah, Living on Six is saying they love Menards, but they hate that you got to walk all the way back to the back of the store to the lumber counter. It used to be it was up in the front corner,
Mhm.
at least at the store I'm in. It was at the front corner. Then we did a big remodel before COVID, and it got moved to the back corner.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
I don't know what the reasoning was, but
A lot of
Because you
the
gotta
store, you
buy
might buy-
everything else as you go
That's
through.
exactly
You know,
it. They want you to
this,
see
I
everything
gotta
else
have that.
first.
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times I order stuff off the app. That way, while I'm driving down the road, then I can just pull in, go around back, and go, pick it up and turn around and leave the
Yeah.
store. And, I'm not there spending more time than I need to be. So,
Maybe that's the thinking of moving the lumber cat and make you walk to the store and buy more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I need this and this and this and this. No, I don't, but I'm going to get it anyway.
That might be how they mentally plan things for you to
Right.
get you to spend money.
Yeah.
So
Right.
just like I've told some of the other ones before, I grew up in a construction family, so we used to do a lot of work at the malls and all kinds of stuff. But I remember we were at one of the malls one time and they had the most horrendous carpet on the floor, and I'm colorblind. So sometimes things mess with my eyes, and I made a comment to the construction company, one of the GLs there, and I said, "Boy, this carpet is terrible." And he just laughed. He goes, "Do you know why they put that terrible carpet in shopping malls?" I'm like, "No." He goes, "The whole reason they put it in there is so most people, when they walk, they either look in front of them or they look at the ground. So if they put terrible carpet on the floor, more than likely you're going to look to your sides and see something in a store, and you're going to want to go inside that store."
Oh my goodness.
And that's what he told me. He said it was a psychological study test that they had done, and they figured out in shopping malls that if they put that terrible carpet on the floor that would like physically make you nauseous, you were more likely to look to your sides and see something and go, "Oh, I want to go in here."
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it was crazy.
Walmart ever had
Wow.
they did certain areas they
Like
did.
under the rack.
Yeah.
There's
Oh my goodness.
I don't think our mall
There's
ever had
something-
carpeting that I can think of.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the little lounge areas did where the kids played too, but other
Yeah.
than that,
We don't hardly have, I really don't know. We have Oak Park Mall left,
Oh, goodness.
and I'm not really sure what other malls. Everything is the outdoor style shopping. Yeah, who wants to go shopping in a snowstorm? I'd rather park and walk inside and go to the food court and get some cookies, then go do shopping.
Pretzel. You gotta have a pretzel.
Yeah, the pretzels.
You gotta have
And pretzels, orange Juliet.
Mhm. Yeah.
it's that mall air.
showing your age now. My goodness.
Yeah, it's that mall air. For some reason, the $10 cookie sounds fine in the mall.
Yeah.
Do you all remember when Metro North used to have a smoking section?
Mhm.
Oh my!
Wow.
Okay, I'm old, so
When I was in middle school, me and my brother we raced RC cars a lot when we were, in the middle 80s, and we used to actually race RC cars at Metro North Mall upstairs on the carpet. They would set up a track, and we would race on the carpet. It was pretty fun back in the day.
No, I miss those hot air balloons.
Stay, that's all I remember is the
yeah,
balloons.
yeah. Because didn't they
Yeah.
actually go up and
Watching
down
gold
or
pennies
something?
off on
Sorry,
You must be
Timmy's
pretty
getting
close.
high.
You must be pretty close to my age, Alex, because I was in middle school, like the early '80s.
Yep, I graduated in 1992.
Okay, I'm in class of '85.
Well, you got me a little bit.
Yeah.
Class of 2000. No.
Hey,
Go ahead, Meg.
this year's my 20th year reunion.
Huh?
So I've been out 20 years already.
Good Lord.
Wow.
Our 30 was
just-
last year.
Ooh.
Just last year, we just had our 40. I'm like,
Oh.
has it really been 40 years? Oh my gosh.
It's funny when Sammy says I've been out 2.
Yeah, when my daughter says, "Oh, I've been out for 2 years," and okay. Oh, my
Well,
youngest is-
how many more people did we catch? Did we catch any more people?
we have a total of 4 still. So
So we've had a
Come on.
couple jump on and off because we've had up to 7, but we haven't had any new comments yet.
Oh, wow.
If you're watching and haven't commented, leave a comment so we can put your name in the basket for the giveaway.
Okay,
Max said class of 97.
cool.
Oh my goodness. Joanne said her high school had a smoking area for students.
Wow.
Mine did.
I
Mine did too. We had an area for the smokers and an area for the chewers.
remember the
Smoker's
chewers.
corner.
Woo, yeah.
Uh-huh.
We had a smoker's
sure did.
corner in this at our school.
Yeah.
That
Blew
doesn't
my mind
make
when I got into
sense.
high school. There was actually a smoking area for kids. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
You know
No,
why it
it's
doesn't
true.
make sense is you have to be 18 to buy cigarettes.
I was 18 when I was a senior.
Were you smoking?
No, well, I'm just saying. I mean, there was kids that were 18 years old. So, and I'm sure they were selling cigarettes to
Well, I bet
underage
there
kids.
was 15, 16-year-olds.
Oh, I bet
smoking
there
cigarettes.
was.
Well,
Heck, you used to be able to buy beer when you were 18.
that's also when they had the smoking vending machines where you could buy a pack of cigarettes
Oh,
from,
geez.
from those little
I
vending
miss
machines.
those. Those were so convenient.
No one's checking your age then.
I
Do they even
remember
have those anymore? The cigarette vending machines where you
No,
put
they
the
do
quarters
not.
in and pull the thing out and
Yep.
it dropped the pack of
Mhm.
cigarette.
I
Man.
saw a video on TikTok the other day. I remember when I just went into the store and just told them I need a pack of Pall Malls for mom, and they just,
Yeah.
all right, $2.
Put it on the tab.
Yeah.
I remember the soda machines where you'd put the money in, pull the bottle out, and then have to pop the cap off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joanne said we bought them. We've bought them at 16 in Kentucky. Oh goodness.
Mm.
So probably
juice tonight.
Yeah.
Ricky would know. I don't know how old Tamara is.
Casinos do have them.
Dennis, I have an idea, but I remember we drove 55 on the highway,
Mhm.
like on 435 and I-70. It was 55
Yeah.
at one time. So when I would go work on jobs for my dad, and he'd be like, "Oh, I need you to go here," I'm like, "Yes, I'm going to be gone half the day." And the reality is we were just going 45 minutes away, but it took like an hour and a half to go there and back. Doing something. But yeah, so some of my older trucks that I owned, they were all designed only to go 55 on the highway.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Living at 6 said casinos have the vending machines in them. Yeah.
Oh,
You can
really?
still smoke in
Yeah.
casinos. So
Yeah.
That's true because you have to be 21 to get into the casino. So
yep.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Go for it.
Oh, you don't have to put me on here.
Well, hello, Tammy.
Hi, Tammy.
No.
Okay. Let me stir these up.
Wait a minute. We're gonna do a little 5-minute warning to end the giveaway. So if anybody wants to jump in, comment now.
5 minutes and counting.
Yep.
5 minutes.
Oh, pretty neat.
Mhm.
So we do have a search for Randy Leach that I believe it's on one of our searches to do when it warms up, but I believe we might have to do this sooner than we think. I drove by this location this past week, and they were there. The surveyors were there marking.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
And this is a piece of property that some people have reached out to us on, and it's abandoned, but it is not far from construction development. And I'm afraid that this piece of property might be going up for development very soon. So we
Better get on
we
that.
need to get on it pretty quick. So
We got to find our lost dog.
Yeah,
Right?
we have tried and tried to get a hold of the people that own the land to get permission, and there's been nothing from it. So at this point, that is at that stage to where we're just going to have no choice but to go ahead and
Look for our dog.
and ask forgiveness later.
look for our lost dog that ran out and jumped out of the truck.
Just flew up here.
Mhm.
We better take a leash and a collar with us.
That's a good idea. We'll take a leash and a collar and walk around.
What's your dog's name? Hold on, wait. Bob.
Why do you guys have on safety vests? Well, we don't want to get shot.
Has that one pond ever been searched on that one property that they haven't been letting people on to search it? I know there was one pond on somebody's property that
the
people wanted to
Bishop
search, but
pond.
the owners would keep saying no.
The Bishop Pond.
We are hoping to get permission to get on there. A friend of mine at work is really good friends with that guy, and I was able to get that family side of all of this. Without going into a lot of details publicly. What we've seen in somebody else's video, we're getting from the family a complete different story. They were never permanently denied access. It was, my husband's not here. I'm not comfortable with strange guys on our land without him being here. You need to talk to him. And that's when they went out to the street and filmed alive that they were denied access.
Oh, gotcha.
Once they did that, then yes, they did deny access, but it was not how it come across.
Living at
Basically, they
6.
shot their own selves in the foot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's bring him home.
Yeah.
I'm
Let me fix
in.
it. I'm
Let's
in.
bring him home. Is this the area the dog sent it at?
No.
Hmm.
Where the dogs sent it at, there is a really good chance they were picking up scent from Lenape Cemetery. And it's believed that's what it was. But that area does still need further looking at. But man, there are so many locations we have on Randy's.
Even though everything's, we've done a sweep of it and cleared it or whatnot, you don't know how bad. I just want to go back out and do it again.
Right.
Maybe we did miss one little detail or something. I don't.
And unfortunately, that does happen.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, it happens to the best of the best. And
I mean, Adventures with Purpose has been out there looking for him, and I'm not exactly sure what happened with them, but they said they'll never go back out and look for him again. Because apparently something happened while they were out there.
Yeah, there was drama of some sort, I'm sure.
Who knows?
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, that case does tend to attract a lot of drama and a lot of stuff that there's just no place for in all of this. You're dealing with a missing person. That's bad enough how it is. But you also have their families who, in Randy's case, have been hurting for so long. And then to have to put up with everybody's drama on top of that's just ridiculous.
I think they said they had guards watching their equipment and everything.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Must have been a pretty crazy situation.
And Megan and I got to meet Alberta very early on. We were invited out and sat and talked with her and Betty and Larry. And Alberta is a sweet lady. I mean, being honest here, we have had some issues between us and them, but there's no denying that it is a grieving mom who wants answers.
Yeah. Yeah, and sadly, Randy's dad passed away not too terribly long ago, and he never got the answers on what happened to Randy either.
Right. And he had passed away just a handful of months before we met with Alberta.
Yeah.
So that lady has been through it.
Living of 6, the dogs sent in 3 different times, 3 different dogs in handlers, and the thermal drone. We're trying to get and doing our fundraiser for should be able to reflect the sunlight and show the car in the water. Awesome.
Oh, neat.
And yes, Mac AWP has had drama for years.
Yeah, they have.
And it's very unfortunate because they not trying to talk in the past sense, but just going back a few years, very good at what they were doing. Jared, one of the best sonar readers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Hopefully things. I don't even know where to go with that.
What they had mentioned earlier about using a thermal drone, so that can see the reflection of sunlight on cars. Is it like a higher heat level because of the metal?
That would make sense.
I mean, that's what, she's living of 6. That's what they are saying they could see. I don't know. I know if you want to know the truth, what drones will do, DJI will be at the farm show. They're there every year with their drones, their thermal drones that they use for anything and everything. Dennis and I had talked to them last year. They're very nice people. They will explain anything and everything to you, what the drones will and what they will not do. The thermal drones are quite expensive. And sometimes they use some of them that have the different lenses. And I know this is goofy sounding, but if you ever had a dad or a grandpa that had the glasses that they always sold for fishermen that would, you could supposedly see the fish through the water and they really did work. Well, they make those lens pieces for the drones that basically do that same thing. So
That's neat. I've actually seen those on Amazon I have a friend go fishing, but I have a friend that loves fishing stuff, and that's one of them I looked at.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get some of those.
It's not just because they just it looked like sunglasses, so it's like, oh, that would be kind of cool if you're fishing. So.
Yeah.
Alex, this drone sounds like what they had at the farm show the last 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. They had quite a few different ones. So
that's cool. Yeah, I saw the response about it. The ambient temperature would be higher, and that makes sense because of the heat on the metal.
One's called polarized, but they also have different colors to enhance it.
Mm-hmm. And that's what James with Echo Diver, that's what he uses on his for the searches that he's done. So
Well, I've sent you some, and I don't know how readily available something like this would be, but they have drones they use for archaeological digs, and they program them to do like a grid search. They do like a set grid search. That way, it's not like I'm just going to go up and hopefully I find something. You do like a full grid search. So I don't know if these drones are capable of programming in like a certain area and do it like a grid search. So in theory, you wouldn't miss anything.
I don't know that, and that actually might be something that we need to, if we could do like an interview with the DJI guy, or the different, because there is other different drone people there too at the farm shows, because they're there for the agricultural side of it, but they talk about all of it. But we could ask these questions. Try to come up with a list of questions, from people and ask them, and maybe they would be willing to sit down and do a short little video with us and, explain to them what we do. This is what, we would like to know if they could help with this. So
I was going to make a joke and say, I don't think Indiana Jones would have used that.
I know right now in Kansas, they're getting ready to do some oil pipeline stuff through the state. And my brother was messaging me the other night, and he was telling me that there's this company that does the LiDAR imaging, which is the 3D scanning mapping of the terrain and everything. And my brother said those guys get like $10,000 to $12,000 for 8 hours to
Oh,
Wow.
to do the flying, mapping, all the imaging data work. And he's like, you should really think about getting one of those. Get into that.
Did you tell him you buy it and we'll do it?
Right?
So, but yeah, the LiDAR stuff is pretty cool too, because it scans through all the vegetation, trees, and basically shows you the ground, stuff, all that. It's really cool.
Does it see like under the brush? Let's say there's lots of trees and brush. Does it see objects underneath that?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's what they do. So when they are designing and trying to figure out where to put their oil lines, so instead of physically walking through woods and forested, thick treed areas, they run the LiDAR and they can see all the hills, the creeks, the geological, it shows all that stuff. So it tells the elevation changes, all these different things. So it saves time for them when they are trying to do their mapping of where to go, with the oil lines.
Mm-hmm.
So
I really feel that there's so much new technology coming out that it can really help, with missing people type cases.
Mhm.
I think it depends on the situation and the timing and everything. But I also feel like satellites are a possibility, but I don't know if that's even feasible. But I mean, if they can use it in wartime to find, certain people and have that level of clarity, they could do the same thing if they knew where to look. I think it's an option in the future, maybe. At least in my mind.
yeah.
I think they mentioned something tonight. I was watching the episode on what's her name's mother that's missing. And they were saying that one of the outdoor cameras had been hit or dismounted, but it said something else, and I swear they said satellite detected someone going in and they could see it. So I really think that when you get the FBI involved in stuff, they have stuff like that they can utilize.
I think so too. I think it's just it's not readily available, or it's very expensive to use or something like that. So
And, probably police, they just don't have the funds to be able to purchase things like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Living at 6 said it's 2,500 to 10,000 pixels per frame. It's very detailed. It would work great for search and rescue. You can scan an area and then go back in a year and see how the terrain has changed.
Oh, interesting.
That's awesome. I love technology,
cool.
I swear.
And also, Living is 6, that email and phone number above that's our team email and my phone number. I would like to talk to you sometime if you can get a hold of me.
One of the cameras detected someone, but they couldn't see the person. Of course not. But her case is a whole different thing. So anyway,
Okay, we need to do this before we run out of time.
all right, here we go.
Okay, let me choose here.
I know, calm down now. Take it
We'll
easy.
take this one.
Mac.
Look, Mac.
Aww.
Hey.
So, Matt, I don't remember. Do we have his address?
I don't know.
Just resend it. Yeah,
You
go
might
ahead, just
resend
resend
us
it.
your address, Mac, and we'll get that sent out to you. And guys, remember, once we hit 3,000
Bobby.
subscribers,
I missed it. Where you been all night?
I texted him. Let's see, what time did I text him?
An hour ago?
8:41, almost an hour ago.
Research.
Look at that. He could have won a watch. But no, he snoozed.
Oh, you missed it, catfish.
Oh, Lord.
wow.
Where's his? I'll write the address.
Amity.
Oh, message it. Never mind. Well, way to go, Mac. New watch. Yay.
And Ricky, did you say you use StreamYard?
Yeah.
Have you ever had an issue with it kicking you off after like 2 hours to 2 hours and 15 minutes?
I've never gone that long before, so no. We usually right about an hour, usually maybe a little bit longer than ever, not too much.
See, it seems like we'll hit 2 hours, then it may be immediate, it may be 2 hours and 20 minutes, and then it'll shut the live down, and we'll still be on here, but just not live. Then it'll kick us off as well.
Yeah, sometimes it'll kick us off one at a time. It just one of us will disappear, then somebody else, or then it'll just completely shut it down.
Yeah.
No.
And that's fun because we'll be like mid conversation, mid sentence, and bloop.
Yeah.
Oh, we're done.
And like Alex is saying, it'd be like bloop, Alex is gone, Tamara's gone, I'm gone.
Yeah.
And there was one night that we were talking, and I had gotten up and went in there, and I could hear them talking, and all of a sudden it gets quiet, and I come in, sure enough.
Everybody's going.
Yep.
Well, can't believe 5 years.
Mm.
Not 14, but
Right?
we're working at it.
Fingers crossed we'll get there.
Max says Alex is usually the first to get kicked out. If I'm not getting kicked out, I'm making somebody mad somewhere.
Uh-oh.
Hey, we've done that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I'm probably in the top 10 in the missing genre community that people don't like for some
Aw.
reason.
Particular cases.
That's true. But that's just because I'm realistic.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm just
People
being
You guys
realistic.
follow? You guys following that Nancy Guthrie case down there in Arizona?
Yes.
Yeah. I was just jumped on Facebook on my phone for a second, and Fox News reported 3 hours ago that Savannah put out a new video saying, "We received your message and we will pay."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know, when they find this person or persons that has done this,
Mm-hmm.
I hope law enforcement that responds whoops them up one side, down the other, particularly.
Oh, yeah.
I think as long as they could like just say she's still alive or whatever, it would ease up a bit with just how everything is. And it just
Yeah.
anyway.
Especially with all the medication that she needed that was so
Right.
critical.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the big concern.
So, but there's been no proof of life. There's been nothing
Mhm.
like that.
No.
No.
And does she have to have medicine to live, or is it just to treat?
Yeah.
It sounds like to live is what the
Yeah.
impression I've gotten.
It's like
Yeah,
they
the sheriff.
believe of
Yeah, the
everything.
sheriff made the comment that if she didn't have it within 24 hours, that it could be fatal.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, and she had a lot of cardiac issues, I think, and I don't know if she had diabetes on top of that, but I know
No.
the cardiac was a big concern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, and then to hear that they had a little tussle with her. I mean, my goodness.
It's amazing she survived that. Yeah.
Right. But I really do. I hope Nancy is found and this can be over with, and because
Yeah,
it's
me too.
ridiculous over something as stupid as what they
Yeah.
want.
And I'm hope she's safe and is able to see justice through.
Yeah.
Yep. I
So-
hope they find her safe and find her quickly.
Yes.
They did finally confirm there was some blood found outside the door that was hers.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go, Mac. New watch. So that's done.
Congratulations, Mac.
You'll love it if you wear watches.
So, guys, we've hit our 2-hour mark. So we should probably call it a night before it completely
Yeah.
Yeah.
cuts us out. But Ricky, thank you again for joining us tonight. If you don't follow Kansas Missing and Unsolved, please go over and follow them. The link is in the video description tonight. I promise you, it is well worth your time to follow them, and just incredible stuff going on over there.
Goodness, Bobby.
Well, thank you guys for having me on.
Yes.
Yeah, congratulations on your 5 years. Oh, been in the hospital.
Yeah.
Feet came out from underneath me, hit my head on the ice, knocked out, came too long. I have to call 911. Ow.
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, sorry, Catfish.
That's scary.
Oh, man.
Hope you get better.
Yeah.
Catfish, I almost feel bad about picking on you a little bit ago.
Yeah, I know.
That enough to stop me, though. Hope you feel better soon, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've got to pick on Catfish. You think I was mad at him otherwise.
Good night, Joanne. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you guys for joining us. Till next time, you guys stay safe. We will see you.
There's the cat.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, guys.
See you later.